Alright, we have built the Eldlich Runick deck to compete in the next post-ban list, and what would we expect from like the next meta as well, like depending on like certain hand tracks that we're gonna be playing, things like that. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the deck profile. Alright, so Eldlich cards, really obvious like what the ratios are. If you don't really remember them or haven't seen Eldlich cards because you're newer to the game, we're going to be playing double copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord, triple copies of Scarlet Sanguine, playing triple copies of Conquistador of the Golden Land, and we're playing double copies of Hakedo. So obviously, if you don't know what these cards do, Eldlich the Golden Lord acts like a hand trap where you can send this card from your hand and one spell or trap card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one card in the field, send it to the graveyard. And if this card's in your graveyard, you're able to send one like spell or trap card. So like say as if you have like a floodgate that you don't really want to use any that you don't need anymore because you're gonna be like beating your opponent or something like that, or like you have like a kind of like a dead card on your board. You basically send it off of Eldlich, add this card to your hand, and then special summon one zombie monster. But you're gonna be summoning Eldlich because you don't really play any other zombie monsters. So that's gonna be it right there. And Elixir summons the Eldlich the Golden Lord from either deck or graveyard. The Conquistador, while you control Eldlich, you special summon this card and you're able to destroy the card on the board, non-targeting. And Hakedo of the Golden Land, you are able to, while you control Eldlich, you're able to summon this card from your back row, and then you're able to non-target banish as well. And the other thing about these cards as well, Elixir, obviously the same, not during the same turn that you activate the effect to summon the Eldlich, but during the next turn you're able to banish this card from your graveyard to set either one of the Golden Land cards, and the same thing applies to the Golden Land cards as well. Not during the same turn that you actually activate these cards, you could banish these cards from your graveyard to set the Elixir. So it's just kind of everything just kind of goes into each other. So that's gonna be it for the Eldlich cards, and we're gonna be playing some hand traps in this build. We're playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Honestly, this is the more like splashable one, where like this kind of like applies to like a lot of the decks. But even though this is not like a high impact hand trap, at least this card is not gonna be dead like more than half of the time, right? So might as well play the triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Next card, we're playing triple copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I feel like this card is gonna be really great in the next format because a lot of like monsters like need to do something first in order to like activate their effects, so preventing them from doing that by destroying them before the effect were to like completely go through would actually be crazy. Continuous spells and trap cards obviously needs to be on the board for them to activate, so Ghost Ogre deals with that as well. This applies to field spells as well, and the more popular like example would be Ghost Ogre compared to Apollosa. If Apollosa activates the effect to negate something, it needs to drop attack, right? So you activate Ghost Ogre. If it cannot drop the attack, you cannot negate. So Ghost Ogre is actually really good in that standard. And for our last hand trap, we're playing double copies of Nibiru the Primal Being. Basically, just give your opponent a big token, stop your entire combo, wipe their entire board, and you are playing cards in this deck that easily out these tokens as well. So I wouldn't really worry about the token being too big for anything like that. So that's gonna be it for our hand traps. Our next card over here, we're playing triple copies of Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. This is one of the cards that can easily like deal with the token. Obviously, the token could be too big for you to handle, like not to attack over. But if you were to tribute it with the Kaiju for something like that, you're able to just give it like a lot less attack, so you can go over easier. And if you open up multiple copies of this, you give one to your opponent and then you give one to yourself. Basically crash the Gamma Seals and then you'll be able to just play on from there. So we love Gamma Seal and that's a great card. Now going on to the Runick cards, we are playing double copies of Runick Fountain. This card allows you to activate Runick quick play spells from your hand during your opponent's turn. Basically, I'm making them act like hand traps. So you're basically having a lot of hand traps over here, and besides from the 8 that we already play. So and once per turn, you activate a Runick quick play spell, you're able to target up to 3 Runick quick play spells in the grave, and then place them to the bottom of your deck, and then draw the same amount. So basically, Pot of Grief +1, Graceful Charity with no discard, really good right there. And now going on to the Runick cards, we're playing triple copies of Runick Tip. This is your searcher of the deck to basically search any Runick card from your deck to your hand. And also all of these cards, first of all, they skip your next battle phase. They do not stack on top of each other. So if you activate like 17 of these Runick cards, which is not possible, you're only skipping one battle phase. But you also must attempt to go to your battle phase. Just don't try to skip it. Don't try no funky way to try to say, oh, I entered my battle phase already. No, you gotta say enter battle phase. It gets skipped because of the Runick, the cards that make you skip your battle phase. So remember that as well. And the other thing that all the cards do the same thing except for the field spell. Of course, they're able to special summon a Runick monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. And for the other Runick cards we're playing triple copies of Flashing Fire. This targets a special summon monster your opponent controls, destroys it, and then banishes the top 2 of your opponent's deck. Freezing Curses is an infinite impermanence and effect veiler, basically, and it banishes the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Next one is the MST of the deck. We're playing triple copies of Destruction, and it banishes the top 4 of your opponent's deck. And we're playing double copies of Slumber. This card protects any monster on the board from being destroyed by battle or by card effect the next time it would be destroyed. And then it banishes the top 3 from your opponent's deck. So these are all the Runick cards that we're playing. And like I said before, these the Runick Fountain makes all your Runick quick play spells into hand traps. So I wouldn't include a tip, but like you have 3, 6, 9. You have 11 more hand traps to go along with your 8 with the Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, and Nibiru. So that's gonna be it for all of the Runick cards. And for the last 3 cards of the deck, we are playing triple copies of Skill Drain. This card is absolutely insane, especially for a deck that can abuse this. Not just a deck, but 2 like very powerful engines together. Being able to abuse the Skill Drain is absolutely insane. Like your Runick cards are able to just deal with a lot of stuff already on board, but this reinforced with the Skill Drain is absolutely nuts. And if your opponent cannot break like any of the cards that you are playing, they are most likely going to be losing the duel. So that's going to be it for the main deck. Is an exact 40 card list. Yes, it's actually surprising because I usually go with 42, but this is actually 40. Alright, so for the extra deck, we are playing double copies of Hugin, the Runick Wings. We're playing Gary, the Runick Fang, and we're playing 1 Moonin, the Runick Wings. So Hugin, the Runick Wings, this is the main card that helps you synergizes the Runick cards with the Eldlich cards. If this card is special summon from the extra deck, you can discard 1 card and add 1 Runick field spell from your deck to your hand. So we're all gonna have those funky hands where we have a few Runick cards and a few Eldlich cards, especially having double copies or something, like double Sanguine or like a Haketo, a Conquistador, 2 Conquistadors, or like 2 Haketos, right? Basically, activate your Runick quick play spell to basically summon this. Use the discard effect for whichever one you have, like either like one of the duplicate Eldlich cards, and basically whatever you discarded already gets you to whatever you're missing. So this one card just brings everything together for sure. Absolutely insane. And if another card you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card you control instead. And if this card is on the field, will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can return this card from the extra deck. So basically it just like keeps reoccurring itself. So this is why I only played the 2 copies of it, which is not bad at all. The Gary, it kind of just, if this card is special summon, you basically target 1 non-quick play Runick spell in your graveyard, add it to hand. So if your Runick Fountain were to be destroyed, basically summon this, get your Runick Fountain back, is all good. Now that Runick Fountain is at 2 because of the ban list, like this may be coming up a little bit more, but honestly, even before the ban list dropped, like I was already going to be playing 2 Fountain anyway, so it does come up, it definitely does. And the main thing that this card is actually really good for is that the fact that if this card were to be destroyed by battle, you could target 1 card in the field, destroy it. So during the battle phase, like say as if like you don't really have a lot, you activate one of your Runick runic cards, especially summon the Gary, and then if they have to attack into the Gary, you destroy something on their board, especially if they use their negates already, because you're using so many runic cards and Eldlich cards during your opponent's turn, right? So Gary is actually a card that can shine at its best moment. And we're playing the 1 copy of Moonin. This card is mainly in here for like going into time. So during the end phase, this card gains 1,000 life points during either player's end phase. So for the links, we're gonna be actually playing double Link Spider. I only have the 1 copy right now, so double Link Spider, really important because of your Eldlich trap cards. Like Eldlich trap cards are treated as normal monsters, so basically link them away for Link Spider. Link Spider has absolutely nothing else to do. Like no one's ever gonna activate Link Spider's effect. It's only to help you get those cards to the graveyard so you can activate them to get into your Scarlet Sanguines. So remember, it's 2 of those. Same thing applies for Mduck as well, but this card actually has a pretty prevalent effect, especially when your opponent just kind of like plays into the wrong zones. So basically, wherever the like under the extra monster zones, like if your opponent plays a monster between one of those, you basically summon the Mduck to wherever it's pointing, and during battle phase, if this card battles a monster that it points to, it basically destroys it automatically. So actually a really good effect right there. Playing Lina. Lina is a good card. This card doesn't really bring back a lot of light monsters. Yes, we are seeing a lot of Veiler in the format, and we will most likely be bringing back the Veiler as well. So this card is mainly there to help you get rid of your Eldlich and your Eldlich trap monster, to basically use both effects of each card. So Eldlich to bring itself back, summon it to get the 1,000 extra attack and defense, and for the Eldlich trap to get the effect to summon the to set the Sanguine, right? This card's really good. We're playing 1 Asa. We are playing the double Link Karibo, not Link Karibo, Link Spider, which are Earth monsters, and we are seeing a lot of Earth monsters in this format. Yes, Super Heavy Samurai just got hit, but it's not exactly set that the card is actually going to be out of the format too. So the deck, I mean, so Asa can still shine in those moments, especially when we're playing against Kashtira, like we summon Asa and just steal their like Fenrir or anything like that. Or if we go against their Super Heavy Samurai or anything like that, we can steal like their Regulus and things like that. So this card can steal really big boss monsters. And for the last Link monster we're playing 1 copy of Blacklisted Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. You are able to spam 3 monsters easily on the board, so like Eldlich Trap, and either one of these, or honestly like a Link Karibo, literally anything like that. Yeah, like I said, easy to have 3 monsters on the board with different names. And if you use a level 7 or higher monster for the Link summon of this card becomes untargetable and cannot be destroyed by card effects. So and also when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can activate 1 of 3 effects. This card either gains 1,500 attack, this card can make a second attack of the battle phase during the next turn, or banish 1 card in the field. Most likely I will be using the banish one. After that I would be using the 1,500, and the last one, the second battle phase thing, I will use that the last one. So mainly I would just like to banish a card on board, especially the fact that it is non-banishing as well. So that's actually really good right there. And for the last 3 cards of the extra deck, playing XZs, playing Constellar Pleiades. Your Eldlich trap monsters are level 5, so if you get both of them or like 2 of the same ones on the board, you overlay for the Constellar Pleiades and you basically make it into a bounce. Gustav Max, this goes for like burn damage, especially that you're gonna be under the runic lock as well, where you cannot go to battle phase sometimes, especially like if your opponent is in a low life points as well. The Eldlich cards and how you say this, the hand traps help you not use your runic cards all that much. And if you were to stop them with like just your Eldlich and your Eldlich hand traps or like skill drain, you don't need to activate any runic cards. You basically just say, yeah, I'm gonna get monsters on the board, go for this, just burn for damage if you are under the runic lock, but if not, you burn for 2,000 attack, and then you kind of just go for the Zeus right after that. So that's gonna be it for your extra deck, and now we're gonna get straight into the side deck. Alright, for the side deck, we are playing triple copies of Inspector Border. Like literally once like this card hits the board and your opponent has no like access to infinite impermanence or a kaiju, you're basically gonna be winning that duel, because this card with your Runick stuff and your Eldlich stuff is literally unstoppable. Like, if you guys don't know what Inspector Border does, yes, the wording on this card is really weird. Basically, neither player can activate monster effects unless if we like have different types of monsters on the board, which includes fusion, synchros, XCs, link, or ritual. And let's give an example real quick. If both players have one link monster, you can still only activate one effect because that's only one type of like monster on the board. If you have a fusion monster for whatever reason, because you're going to be running the Runick cards, obviously, not for any reason, right? And your opponent has a link monsters, both players can activate 2 monster effects. So, and this includes anywhere, right? Not just like on field, not just in graveyard, not just in hand, literally anywhere. Like, this will like basically say neither player can activate any monster effects. So this is why this card is actually so good. Next card, we're playing double copies of Drone Lockbird. We cut this down to 2 because we only have 15 spots in the extra deck, in the side deck anyways. So, and especially the fact that you have a high chance of drawing this as well with your Runick Fountain. So I wouldn't really worry about this, and especially the fact that we're also playing 40 cards as well. So you will be having a likely chance to be seeing this card. Playing double copies of Lava Golem. Yeah, I just kind of cut Lava Golem down because like obviously we also have 3 copies of the kaijus as well, and just adding 2 more copies of like board breaker cards like this is, I would say, more than fine enough. Next card, double Lightning Storm. This just got semi-limited. This is not too terrible. I really don't think so. Yeah, it's not that bad whatsoever because of the fact that we still have access to cards like Evenly Match as well. So I really wouldn't worry about just like this card being semi-limited, especially that they didn't touch Evenly whatsoever. Still a great board wipe as well. And for the last card of the side deck, we're playing triple copies of Judgment. Literally any like control deck like whatsoever, you definitely play the Judgment. Like, it's absolutely worth it. So that is gonna be it for the deck profile. I honestly enjoy this deck, and I might be bringing this deck to one of the, or if not just one, both regionals left before nationals happen. I do not have my invite, but I will still be going to nationals, so hopefully I could earn like an invite of some sort, right? But if not, we're still gonna enjoy playing this deck. I actually love this deck to pieces, especially how everything just like synergizes with each other as well, which is like something that will definitely be getting me into it. So let me just let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Peace.